Damit herzlich willkommen zum 31. Genshin Impact Livestream. Vor euch steht die Gottheit von Inazuma. Der legendäre Tarumaru. Ist das süß. Mann. Wuff. Wuff. Ja. Heute machen wir mal weiter mit der Hauptquest. Ich muss jetzt ans andere Ende des Berges. Ja, bis dorthin. Einfach nur für Ayaka. Eigentlich habe ich... Ja gut. Ich habe nur so ein paar Daily Quests gemacht und leicht erkundigt hier. Aber sonst habe ich noch recht viel noch zum Looten, zum Erkunden. Und ich möchte noch unbedingt auf den Berg. Oh. Okay, das macht Sinn. Noch nicht freigeschaltet. Ich dachte schon, ich könnte das jetzt machen. Etwas sehr Interessantes, was ich heute gesehen habe. Spuren des Donners. Das ist ein kleines Event und man bekommt, fürs Machen eine gratis Beidou. Ja, man bekommt eine gratis Beidou. Und man kann sich hier noch im Shop Zeugs kaufen. Das ist natürlich nice. Soll ich das jetzt schnell machen? Ach komm. Zuerst kommt meine Waifu. Dann kommt die Waifu der Community. Ayaka. Sei gegrüßt, Reisender. Wie ist es dir ergangen? Hättest du Interesse, etwas für die Crux zu arbeiten? Die Crux? Wie? Oh, stimmt. Entschuldige bitte. Ich bin Musen, der technische Offizier der Alcor. Normalerweise bin ich in meiner Kabine. Deswegen hast du mich wahrscheinlich noch nie gesehen. Tja. Am Ende hat mich der Meeresdrache aus dem Zimmer geschmissen. Beweg deinen faulen Hintern und tanke mal etwas Sonne. Das wird dir gut tun, hat sie gesagt. Und deswegen bin ich nun hier an der Küste. Nicht, dass er selbst jemals Land betreten würde. Der würde sofort umkippen. Ach so. Ah ja. Oh Mann. Das war nicht die feine Art, so über sie zu reden. Und ich bin vom Thema abgekommen. Nun, ich habe ein paar Vorbereitungen, die du für mich übernehmen könntest. Es geht um die nächste Etappe der Reise von Captain Beidou. Normalerweise übernimmt sie sowas selbst. Die Person, die das Kommando über die Crux hat, muss abenteuerlustig sein und das Unbekannte erforschen wollen. Das ist die Regel bei uns, und wer immer der Boss ist, muss solche Aufgaben übernehmen. Aber der Captain muss sich gerade um wichtigere Angelegenheiten kümmern, die nicht durch solche Kleinigkeiten verschoben werden können. Aber also sollen wir den Kleinkram übernehmen. Na, das Problem ist, ja, ich bin technischer Offizier, kein Kämpfer. Und der Rest der Besatzung hat auch andere Dinge zu erledigen. Niemand hat Zeit dafür. So, genug geplaudert. Kommen wir zu den Einzelheiten. Die Person, die unsere nächste Lieferung bestellt hat, möchte einige Proben. Und damit meine ich Proben von Komponenten einiger spezieller Ruinenmaschinen. Laut den Augenzeugenberichten, die uns der Auftraggeber geschickt hat, sind diese Maschinen oder Organismen überall auf den Inseln von Inazuma versteckt. Sehr faszinierende Wesen. Mechanische Organismen? Ja, die Bergleute an der großen Kluft haben einmal sowas ausgegraben. Es heißt, dass sie mit der Katastrophe von vor 500 Jahren zusammenhängen. Jedenfalls sind das seltsame Gestalten, die durch die Ruinen wandern, beängstigend und faszinierend zugleich. Allein der Gedanke daran macht mich ganz wuschig. Ich wünschte, ich könnte einen öffnen und einen Blick hineinwerfen. Ist schon gut, wenn du das nicht verstehen kannst. Du bist ja auch kein Techniker. Und wo finden wir die Dinger? Ha, jetzt stellst du die richtigen Fragen. Das Problem ist, dass ich das selbst nicht so genau weiß. Wir haben jedoch ein seltsames Elektrophänomen entdeckt, das in einigen Regionen der Inseln auftritt. Meinen Beobachtungen nach gibt es eine große Lücke in der Häufigkeit zwischen diesem Phänomen und anderen in ganz Inazuma. Ich würde behaupten, dass wir am ehesten eine gute Spur finden, wenn wir uns diese anomale Bereiche zuerst ansehen. Solltest du irgendwelche Nebenprodukte dieser Phänomene finden, bring sie mir bitte, damit ich sie untersuchen kann. Um die Vergütung musst du dir keine Sorgen machen. Ich habe vorgesorgt.
It's hard to remain on dry land for so long.
Ah, jetzt
Quite seem to get my land
Jetzt gibt's die Challenge. Rasender Blitz, Einführung zum Spiel. Während der Aktion. Kannst du Elektrokugeln benutzen. Wenn sie Elektrograde dran oder von Elektrokraft betroffen sind. Beim Besiegen von Gegnern oder Erhalten von Elektroteilchen kannst du die verbleibende Zeit in der Herausforderung rasenden Blitz verlängern. Ach, das ist ein Rennen oder was? Oh mal, ich muss es doch einfach so schnell... Oh. Jetzt bin ich falsch. Fuck! Jetzt bin ich ja komplett falsch gelaufen. Ah, ich brauche das Ding dort. Gott, habe ich jetzt viel Zeit verloren. Ich will die Dinge einsammeln. Ah, nee.
One with my blade.
Jong-Yun wird mir sehr hilfreich sein in Inazuma. Bennett eigentlich auch, aber Bennett eher weniger. Weil er halt alles explodiert. Wow, ich habe jetzt irgendwie... Ich habe jetzt irgendwie 30 Sekunden oder so einfach Zeit gewastet und habe es immer noch geschafft. Ich hoffe, das wird noch schwieriger. Aber ich muss es eh nochmal machen, weil ich hätte es viel schneller machen sollen. Für die 100%. Mindestens habe ich beim Wasserfall... Wo wäre das? Hier. Beim Wasserfall hat es irgendetwas... Bin ich jetzt... Ich glaube, ich bin komplett falsch. Ja, ich bin auf der anderen Seite. So, ich mache das jetzt so schnell wie möglich. Ich sollte vielleicht Stamina aufbauen. Und jetzt wird gespeedrunnt. Los!
Submit for judgment.
Speedrun! So, jetzt habe ich es gemacht. Yay, mein erstes Level im Battle Pass. Okay. Ja, dann hätte es noch 2 weitere. Der Rest kommt noch. Ja, dann wird es noch andere Challenges geben. Okay. Das war doch ziemlich cool zum Anschauen. Und weil ich jetzt schon in der Nähe bin, gehe ich doch gleich mal zu Ayaka. Ach Gott, das ist... Die Gegend hier ist komplett anders. What the f... Hä? Hä? Was war das? Was ist das für ein Wesen? Gut, das check ich gerade nicht. Ach, da hast du dich versteckt. Aber ich verstehe dich immer noch nicht. Keine Ahnung, was das für ein Viech sein soll. Ah, egal. Komm, ich mach noch schnell die Challenge. Los. Und jetzt schnell wieder zurück. Ja, aber so eine Daily Challenge macht wirklich... Die macht wirklich sogar Spaß. Ich glaube, es ist halt einfach dieses Feature, dass man in der Luft fliegen kann. Was halt so Spaß macht. Was ist jetzt das für ein Ding? Jetzt laufe ich wieder dorthin. Ey. Ja, geil. Ach, stimmt, das ist die Inazuma-Serie. So, hoffentlich kann ich jetzt zu Ayaka. Hast du irgendwelche Secrets? Ah, du bist der Typ für die wöchentliche Challenges da. Ja, dann gehe ich mal rein.
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh? Paimon kinda expected it to be snazzier.
Das Jadegemach lässt sich schwer übertreffen.
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guests. Miss Kamisato is delighted to finally meet you.
Is this the Shirasage Himegimi you keep going on about? So... behind the screen?
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is accustomed to receiving guests. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
Ja, das ist irgendwie enttäuschend.
Makes sense. She's a super important person after all.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey over the sea. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the tide of the times. At present in Inazuma, In the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled underfoot. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also remaining indifferent to our own fate.
Wird sie sich jetzt gar nicht zeigen für die Quest. Irgendwie schade.
Traveler, lend us your power and we can...
Ich will bloß den Shogun Raiden treffen.
Oh,
See, milady, it's just like I said. This will take us nowhere.
Ich gehe jetzt.
no, please, wait, please.
Was?
I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must...
What are your wishes?
Ah, sorry.
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt Decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world. Does Paimon get that right?
Correct. Please do all you can to help them. I will await your return here.
Ganz schön viel verlangt.
Then you have my gratitude.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Komm mal. Wenn sie jetzt dahinter sitzt. Es ist leer. Heilige Scheiße, sie kann sich teleportieren. Ist es nicht ihr Kleid? War sie vielleicht die ganze Zeit nackt und konnte deswegen uns nicht anschauen? Mann, ich dachte, ich würde sie zu Gesicht bekommen. Aber wahrscheinlich dann erst später. Aber das ist jetzt die Hauptquest. Ach ja. Ich habe auch eine Nebenquest in diesem kleinen Dorf hier.
Let's see. Where's the person Ayaka told us about?
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden, after all these years?
Precisely. It's much too sudden. We've had no time to prepare. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to reconsider.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about. Let's go over and see.
Ah, you must also be here to try and convince Tejima to stay.
Was denn passiert?
Tejima has protected this place ever since he arrived here 30 years ago. Keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels between the villagers. He has put an enormous amount of work into looking after this place, and we all think the world of him. But now, all of a sudden, he says he plans to leave us. We can't help but wonder, was it something we did? We will gladly apologize if that's the case. All we want is for him to stay.
Ja, ich kann auch ihn ansprechen.
Ah.
Warum der Wandel?
If you want my opinion, something to do with the Vision Hunt decree. It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. After that, he became a completely different person. I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him. He went off on a walk, alone, circled the village a few times, and then out of the blue, he announced that he was going to leave and become a wanderer. Truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do. But equally, it doesn't feel right to let him leave when he's in this state. He's a lost soul.
Seems like he's a well-respected guy around here.
Oh Mann, was macht der dort oben?
Here we go.
Erstaunlich, dass du so leicht nach oben geklettert bist. Hm? Wenn ich dich so ansehe, müsstest du ein Fremder sein, oder? Es ist schon super lange her, dass ich einen Fremden gesehen habe. Nun denn, sprich, was kann Konda Takeru für dich tun? Oh, Fremdling aus der Ferne. Was für ein arrogantes kleines Kind. Ist dir in letzter Zeit etwas Seltsames aufgefallen? Sprich leise. Ich kann es dir sagen, aber versprich mir, dass du keine Angst bekommst. Während eines Gewitters wird es hier gespenstisch. Das ist eine seltsame, gruselige Geisterfrau. Ich werde sie grüßen, wenn ich sie sehe. Ha, wie kannst du so ruhig sein, nachdem ich dir so etwas gesagt habe? Als ich es Großvater Denske erzählte, glaubte er mir auch nicht. Er sagte, dass ich mich geirrt haben muss. Gibt es noch andere ungewöhnliche Dinge, die vor sich gehen? Ich schätze, das war der kaputte Karren am Eingang des Dorfes. Ich frage mich, wer ihn dort zurückgelassen hat. Siehst du? Das ist das da drüben. Es gibt auch Hillichwohle, die daran graben. Ach, das ist wahrscheinlich die Nebenquest, mit den Dorfbewohnern zu sprechen. Aber was machst du auf dem fucking Dach? Falls du das Ei angeschaut hast, verschwendest du deine Zeit, weil ich hab's jetzt gestohlen und ich werde es jetzt kochen. Okay, zurück zur Hauptquest. Tejima.
You must be Tejima. So what's made you want to up and leave all of a sudden?
Ich glaube, Ayaka nicht, dass er ein göttliches Auge gehabt hat. Leute mit göttlichem Auge sehen viel cooler aus.
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of what reason I would have to stay.
Alle zählen auf dich.
True, but that's not why I chose to stay here. And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted to leave in all that time? I don't have answers to those questions because I can't remember anymore. Ever since they took my vision away, it's like a slice of my memory is gone.
Hat den Sinn des Lebens verloren.
In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now. So I thought, what's to stop me from moving around instead?
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason you chose to stay, you won't need to leave anymore, right? But if you can't remember anything, it's not gonna be easy. Oh, maybe if you just try a little harder to remember, then
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Tejima some fruit, I do believe I saw him writing in a diary.
I keep a diary? If you say so. I honestly can't seem to remember.
Oh, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the time that you wanted to make a note of a few interesting things. Things which would prove very important at a later date.
Plot Twist. Er hat seine Erinnerungen nicht wegen dem Verlust seines göttlichen Auge verloren, sondern er ist einfach dement wegen dem hohen Alter. Ich glaube, das wäre vielleicht logischer, oder? Glaubwürdiger.
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from leaving, we just need to find his diary.
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary. We should head back to the village to inform the others of Tejima's situation.
Ach wow, es liegt einfach so irgendwo herum.
This looks like Tejima's diary, all right. Let's see what we have today. The villagers and I got together to cook dry braised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine a little, so I had to pretend that it was black snakehead instead. Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me that his best friend Bamboo was still in the water. I searched the water the whole afternoon before finding out that Bamboo was the name of his pet crab. I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. I soon realized I was never going to get it back, so I just found somewhere to sit and watch as it flew away into the distance. Seems like your average diary of daily village life. Huh? Wait! There's more! I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The omamori you gave me has faded a little, but it is still my most treasured possession. Now that's the kind of info we're looking for. Time to pay a visit to the shrine.
Ich glaube, ich war schon an dem Schrein. Ah. Okay, doch nicht. Aber es gab irgendwo hinten einen Fuchsschrein irgendwie. Dort habe ich sogar ein Item bekommen. Ja. Omamori. Ein mysteriöses Objekt, das zuvor in einer fuchsförmigen Statue versteckt wurde.
So this is the omamori Tejima wrote about. Interesting. Looking at the color and the design, Paimon would have thought it belonged to a child. But anyway, if he had this with him all the time, there's a chance some of his elemental energy remained on it.
Wait. Zum Teil liebe ich die Cutscenes. Weil die mir einfach weil die mir einfach Loot zeigen.
Let's play!
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
So, warte mal. Jetzt soll ich... Soll ich einfach dieser Spur folgen? Ins Haus oder was? So.
Here we are! This seems to be somewhere that Tejima visited a lot. The soil looks like it's been disturbed. Maybe Tejima buried something precious here. Must be something pretty amazing if it made him stick around for 30 years. Let's dig it up and take a look. It looks like a letter. The paper's gone yellow. Must have been written a really long time ago. Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place again?
Wenn wir in diesem Krieg getrennt wären, warte auf mich im Dorf Konda, wo es ein Zuhause für uns in Frieden geben muss. Hier.
So the reason Tejima came here was to wait for someone. But he's been here for 30 years. Oh, guess they didn't show up in the end, huh? Well, let's go give Tejima his stuff back and take it from there.
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. And I guess the Omamorian letter belonged to me too. But I have no memory of anything that's written in this diary. Still, it's clear that I was waiting for someone here, and that I chose to wait for 30 years.
Oh Mann. Das ist die richtige Dedication.
Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could share with her when we were finally reunited. And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. The time has flown by so quickly. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Now that I think about it, when my vision was taken from me, it felt like I'd suddenly been hollowed out. Love, regret, everything I felt for her, it's all disappeared.
Oh, macht dich das traurig?
No, not especially. After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face, her voice, the things we experienced together. I barely recall any of it. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if all these years have been nothing but a hazy dream.
Willst du also immer noch aufbrechen?
I think maybe not. If this is something I waited most of my life for, I suppose I should carry on waiting. Although, what if she were to turn up eventually, only to find I didn't remember so much as her name? Wouldn't that be upsetting for her? When I think about it like that, I do feel a slight tinge of sadness in my heart.
Ja, aber sie hat's probably nicht überstanden. Wenn du 30 Jahre lang warten musst.
How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like that feeling of emptiness. The feeling that something is missing. Thank you both for helping me reconnect with my reason for staying here. I shall remain here and keep waiting for her.
Irgendwie schon ein Ehrenmann, dass jetzt immer noch weiter wartet.
Tejima seems to be dealing okay, but still, it makes Paimon really sad.
Es gibt wohl nichts Traurigeres, als den Grund der Trauer zu verlieren.
Seems it's just like Ayaka and Tomo were saying. If you lose your vision, you lose all your hopes and dreams too. That certainly explains the state Tejima was in earlier. At least we were able to help him. Well, let's go find the next person. According to Miss
Das war traurig.
The second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission.
Und das erinnert mich irgendwie ein bisschen an eine Star Wars, The Clone Wars Folge, bei der ein Klon irgendwie gestrandet war auf einem Planeten, sich dann an nichts mehr erinnern konnte und keine Ahnung, irgendwie ein normales Leben geführt hat. Aber was mache ich hier eigentlich? Ich sterbe hier. Fuck.
Adventure time. Couldn't break the curse.
Ich habe jetzt gar nicht aufgepasst. Warte mal, was muss ich bei dem Ding nochmal machen? Hey, das Ding tötet mich einfach.
Swift and merciful.
So.
Benny's
Gott, ist
adventure
das
team.
tödlich.
I have failed.
Okay, wegrennen. Ach so. Jetzt verstehe ich, warum. Ah. Ich habe gedacht, ich müsste irgendwie das Ding halt durchbrechen, damit irgendetwas spawnt. Aber nee, es ist einfach alles nur für die Seele da.
One with my blade.
Fuck, ist das Ding schnell. Wo ist es jetzt hingeflogen? Ich sehe es nicht mehr. Ah. Ja, versteck dich doch. Ich muss hier zugeben, ihr seid richtig cool.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Coole Gegner. Also wirklich. Mir gefallen die Moves mit dem Feuerwerk und dem Schwert.
Let's play.
Sehr stark.
Forth my blade. From whence you came. How's this?
Komm schon. Mach es. Mach.
My blade.
Du hast mich nicht mal getroffen.
One
Enttäuschend.
with my blade.
Shoot! I can't afford any more bandages.
Ei, mein armer Bennett stirbt mir einfach immer weg.
Back off!
Tut mir leid, Bennett. So, Zeit für die zweite Person.
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma, the ones actually enforcing the Vision Hunt decree. But why would they take action against one of their own? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation.
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this!
Notvorräte? Meinen Sie damit Nahrung?
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We just happened to be passing by. We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle this matter. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything. He's keeping the provisions for himself, I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the other samurai. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
Ja, der hat wahrscheinlich dann auch seine Erinnerungen verloren. Oder? Wenn er jetzt nichts mehr davon weiß.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today? My own family can barely get by as it is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to.
Wir hörten, dass du dein göttliches Auge verloren hast.
That's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently, I'd even disappointed the Raiden Shogun. And that's why they confiscated my vision.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt Decree. Why would you be unworthy of your vision?
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details. All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. But I don't recall what they were. And it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling, like someone owes me something.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provisions?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times right now. To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders, which is why I came here in the first place.
Oh Mann.
I was chasing after them when I got held up by these two.
Allen geht's scheiße. Willkommen in Inazuma. Ja, schönes Japan. Alles schön. Ja, Regierung Kacke, Gott Kacke.
If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any emergency provisions to be had, they would have found them.
He seems to be telling the truth, but we better confirm. Let's go round up those treasure hoarders and see what they have to say. We should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone too far.
We really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the jackpot. I mean, besides that one house.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down in hoarder history.
You demand, boss!
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after. Let's teach them a lesson.
Ja, ich wollte schon mein Venti zucken.
Time
Nein.
for takeoff.
Fourth, my blade.
Don't worry, I got this.
Take cover!
Here we go.
Yes!
Ropey! Fry!
Brace yourself.
Picked.
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of something.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like you.
Vergiss es. Erzähl uns alles über Kurosawa.
Kurosawa? Oh, I remember. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew we shouldn't have hit that place.
So what did you see inside? Was it stuffed with food supplies?
Food supplies? You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box, hopefully with valuables inside. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got back. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for our freedom. What do you say?
You've got a deal. Now show us what's in the box.
Huh?
What the?
There's nothing in here but IOUs!
Yeah, a lot of them too. And they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store, a Miss Aoi. We're talking tons of... We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the bottom of this. As for you guys, you're free to go. Just pray that our paths don't cross again.
Yes, of course.
So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Shut it. Let's just get out of here.
Ah, ein Fuchs. Hey, Fuchs. Ah, sorry. Gut, von ihm bekommt man kein Fleisch. Mal habe ich... habe ich einen Teleporter. Weil, ja, ich bin ein faules Stück Scheiße, das nicht laufen will. Aoi, aoi, na 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 na.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Can I help you find something? Or perhaps there's something you want to inquire about?
Wegen dieser Schuldscheine.
Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it? Perhaps you're here to pay off his debts.
Whoa, whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just here to learn where they all came from. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he buy anything super expensive here?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the payment on his own account. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So, he started writing out IOUs to cover whatever he couldn't afford of the usual amount.
So that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increased, couldn't he just buy less?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long and careful planning. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Oh, ein weiterer Ehrenmann.
Wow. Kurosawa was purchasing all the emergency provisions at his own expense. And no one ever appreciated what he did. They just complained and held him accountable.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, then there wouldn't be such a severe backlash now. Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, I'm still not too clear myself. If you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself?
Leider erinnert sich nicht mehr.
I see. That reminds me, it seems that his vision was recently confiscated. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so dear to him.
Sword? What sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. He's carried it for years now. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious to sell. In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for. Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly settle today's bill.
But we didn't buy anything.
Information is also a kind of commodity, wouldn't you agree? Don't worry, I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway. Oh, let me think. 2,000 Mora should be a fair price.
Thomas, wo bist du? Kannst du bitte mit dir reden? Du sollst mit ihr Abendessen gehen, damit sie es gratis für uns macht. Thomas.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions are coming from. Plus, we found out that Kurosawa has a priceless sword in his possession. Let's go talk to Kurosawa again and see if he can remember anything.
What the fuck? Wie hat das jetzt gerade ausgesehen?
What are you doing here all by yourself? Where did those other two go?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true, right?
Also...
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased at your own expense.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me, I still don't remember anything. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? I really don't understand. But I could not deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so.
Dürfen wir es uns mal ansehen?
This sword was once wielded by my father. I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. My father ended up catching me in the act and scolded me severely. What did he say? I can't seem to remember that either. It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So all I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed the sword in my hands and said to me, "With this sword, you should..."
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hilt. Can you recognize the words?
Da steht Tugend und Gerechtigkeit.
Virtue and justice? Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now. Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all. But what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need, and look how things ended up. The Tenryou Commission seized my vision, and the very people I was so desperately trying to help refused to understand me. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade. I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yet another troubled soul.
Das ist sehr traurig, dass Leute mit göttlichen Augen, wenn diese überhaupt wären, einfach zu NPCs wären. Sie bekommen ein Downgrade.
When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover his expenses. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword.
Ein göttliches Auge zu verlieren.
Yeah, seems like losing all ambition is a terrible experience. Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul.
Als ob der einfach genau neben chillt.
The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master around these parts. Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. Sounds pretty impressive. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around. Let's go talk to them.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him.
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain in no time.
Exorzismus. Jong-hyun ist interessiert.
Hey there! Did something happen?
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out of here immediately! Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
Chill.
No! You got it so wrong! We just came here to...
Wir wollen sein Schüler werden.
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came all this way, to seek him out and ask him to train us. But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he got possessed or something?
From the way you're dressed, it doesn't look like you're from around here. Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that we're on high alert. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not able to take on any new disciples for the time being.
Ich gehe erst wieder zurück, wenn mein Sensei ist.
I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I will explain Sensei's situation to you in a little more detail. Then you can decide whether to stay or to leave. Sensei's name is Domon. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters, never losing a single fight. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world. And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor truly inspired us, and we trained hard, determined to keep up with him. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He hasn't been the same since. He says the strangest things over and over, and he refuses to let us train. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's been possessed by an evil spirit. So we've asked the shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine to perform an exorcism. But if I'm honest, I still have my doubts over whether he'll completely recover.
Ihr braucht Jong-Yun, der Meister des Exorzismus.
The Grand Narukami Shrine? What's that?
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty shogun herself. Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be just fine. The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both more than welcome to come and watch if you're interested.
So, losing your vision can cause possession? Guess we should come back this evening and...
Es ist schon Abend. Genau, perfekt.
Shh. So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have had to witness Sensei in one of his fits of madness. Just now, when Nanako was attending to him, she heard him whispering a few names to himself. When she asked him who the people were, he suddenly looked panic-stricken and pushed her away. It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with bloodshot eyes. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew, others we didn't recognize. But they all seemed to be the names of sword masters he had defeated in the past. One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's, his senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago, and he has been a wanderer ever since. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the shrine maidens managed to subdue him, so the exorcism can finally continue. The ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result. Here's hoping Sensei will be back to his normal self very soon. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up, he is sure to be thirsty.
Können wir jetzt zuschauen?
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? Uh-oh. Could they be here to mess up the exorcism? We won't let them get away with it. Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up? Is this definitely the
Ja, das ist
right
wahrscheinlich
place?
der Sensei
Let's look a little further up.
persönlich, der jetzt abhaut.
How did you catch up with me so quickly?
Wir sind jung.
Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? You move even quicker than he does. Unless... I guess it's been a few years. Maybe his skills have improved again.
Excuse me? We're the ones asking the questions here. First off, who are you? And what are you doing sneaking around these parts? You seem like bad news, mister.
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the day. Long before you ever showed up.
Ach, das ist ein Kollege.
I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know, I am Domon's senior.
His senior? Wait, that means you must be...
Anzai? Yes, that's me.
Warum bist du verschwunden?
Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again. When we were young, we trained under the same swordmaster, studying Make-Yoshi Sui art together. I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable older disciple. Practitioners of Make-Yoshi Sui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. So the majority of disciples are indifferent to rank and reward. I was no exception, but Domon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming smile on his face, how to become the best in the world.
Ja, der Domon ist der Main Character. Und der Ansai ist so sein Rivale.
Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best swordmaster, barely days into his training, showed that he had a fickle mind, and that this would impede him from ever mastering the blade. I thought so too at the time, but Domon began making swift progress in his training, and even started catching up with me.
Domon ist wirklich the main character.
Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since freed his mind from all agitation. He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less than perfection in the art of the sword, and nothing could deter him from this goal.
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to ever see him again?
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of Make-Yoshi Sui art. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest. Everyone had high expectations from me. Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my status too. I fled the dojo that day and never looked back. Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately that match used up every last ounce of energy in his body. After that I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down though, I still respected his mastery of the blade, and his commitment to the art of the sword.
Hey, Ansai, jetzt hast du wieder Chancen. Weil besessen ist.
So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. How could he, of all people, have lost his mind? His mind was the sharpest of them all. He had practiced Make-Yoshi Sui art to perfection. I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, I heard him call my name. So you see, I came here not to cause him any harm. I just wanted to see for myself.
Auch wieder ein Ehrenmann in der Story. Ist einfach zurückgekommen.
Okay, you've heard my story. You should get back now. The exorcism is probably finishing.
Seems like we got it wrong this time. He wasn't here to mess up the exorcism at all. Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us. Let's go see how the exorcism's coming along.
Exorzismus? Habe ich etwas von Exorzismus gehört? Jongyun, zur Stelle! Los!
What? You're saying he isn't possessed? Does that mean he's just lost his mind? But how is that possible? No, I refuse to believe it. Something's clearly wrong.
Nanako, please. Try not to get agitated.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any malignant spirit having possessed Domon. But spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. Thus, I dare not rule out possession with complete certainty. And all is certainly not lost, for I received word not long ago that Lady Yai has taken an interest in your sensei's case.
Lady Yai? Is that the same Lady Yai that I think you mean?
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful news! Then Sensei will be sure to recover.
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant experience in the exorcism of evil spirits and aversion of great calamities.
Oh mal. Genshin Impact. Yai Miko. Schon wieder eine pinkhaarige. Mit Elektroelement. Mal. Die kam für ein paar Sekunden im Trailer vor. Ich werd sie nicht ziehen. Sie ist mir da wirklich irgendwie zu uninteressant. Ah, und übrigens... Soll ich danach suchen? Genshin Impact persönlich hat die nächsten paar Banners geleakt. Also ja klar, die hier hat man jetzt, aber ja, die haben schon die nächsten paar Characters geleakt. Und mit dabei sind... bei einem bin ich mir unsicher. Aber Sarah und Shogun Raiden sind jedenfalls mit dabei, jetzt schon. Und ich glaube sogar Goro. Ich glaube, die drei wurden als nächste Charakter geleakt. Was ich noch recht krass finde eigentlich. Also vor allem bei Raiden Shogun. Also dass die jetzt schon kommt. Weil es fehlen noch 3 Characters halt. Es fehlt dann ja noch Thoma, diese Yai und Kokomi. Aber ja gut, die könnten auch später vorkommen.
I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei, but Lady Yai can give a conclusive verdict.
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask, should we prepare a greeting gift for Lady Ai?
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand Narukami Shrine. Lady Ai does not like to be kept waiting. I must leave now, but we will meet soon at the shrine. I wish Domon a full and speedy recovery.
Who'd have thought Lady Ai herself would have taken notice of our sensei's case?
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough to deserve Lady Ai's attention?
No, that's not what I meant at all. I just mean this is Lady Ai, the head shrine maiden. She has direct and close contact with the almighty Shogun herself.
Ich vertraue dieser Yai nicht. Weil ich seit diesem einen Stream, also dort wo man wo man im Stream Inazuma Snapshots so gezeigt hat, glaube ich in der chinesischen Version Yai sogar den Livestream geführt. Und irgendwie hat sie so den Vibe gegeben, dass sie da der Shogun irgendwie sein kann. Also ich dachte, sie wäre der Shogun. Ich wusste nicht, dass sie irgendwie ja ist oder... Ich habe keine Ahnung von den Characters. Ganz ehrlich. Aber ich vertraue diese drei Electro-Characters nicht. Yai, Sarah und der Shogun.
Anyway, you should join us too, tomorrow. Given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei, we, the disciples of Meikyo Shisui Art, will do our best to help you.
Ja, ich komme gerne mit.
Sure! After all, everyone seems pretty excited about Lady Ai. We're curious to meet her too. Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to find out a thing or two about the Raiden children from her.
Ah, jetzt will die Quest sogar, dass ich den Berg erklimme. Nice. Wie mache ich das am besten? Ah, das hier ist die Fußstatue, die ich mal erwähnt habe.
A touch of frost.
Wow. Und das? Und jetzt greif mich an. Schlag mich, Daddy. Schön mit deinem langen Schwert. Wie der jetzt einfach nicht zurückgeschlagen hat. Ich bin sehr enttäuscht. Ja, was ist das? Was ist das? Elektrische Leitung. An einigen Orten befinden sich diese mysteriösen Vorrichtungen, Entladungssteine und Aufladungssteine. Der erstere entlädt harmlosen Strom auf Figuren oder Monster, die von Elektrokraft betroffen sind, während der letztere den vom Entladungsstein entladenen Strom absorbiert. Manchmal gibt es auch Relay-Steine, die von Entladungssteinen abgegebenen Strom leiten können. Gemäß den feinen Unterschieden auf den Aufladungssteinen gibt es auch Unterschiede in der Strommenge, die sie benötigen. Warte mal. Ich kann jetzt T drücken. Dann ist platzieren nicht. Aber wohin? Ja, ist zurückgekommen. Wait. Ich verstehe das noch nicht ganz so. Hat es damit zu tun? Nee, das ist ein komplett anderes Rätsel. Ja. Was? Ich muss es bis dorthin leiten, den Strom. Und bei dem ist es. Das habe ich schon mal gesehen. Oder schon mal gemacht. Ach, das verändert sich irgendwie. Ach! Verarscht mich doch nicht. Okay, ich habe es jetzt einfach so lange probiert, bis es gegangen ist. I am very smart. Smart. Gut, wie soll ich jetzt diesen Strom leiten? Von dort bis hierhin. Und dann hat es hier nochmal etwas. Und dann hat es hier sogar Schleime. Nein! Ach Gott. Ich werde Kopfschmerzen haben mit dieser Stromscheiße da. Ich verstehe das noch nicht. Wohin? Wo soll denn der Strom schlussendlich hin? Warum ist Fatui hier? Was macht ihr in Inazuma? Ich verstehe es noch nicht ganz. Dass ich das sein. Komm, ich schieb mir das auf später auf. Ich erklimme jetzt den fucking Berg dort. Oh. Neues Monster. Spiegelung, Frau. Das ist eine Hydro-Hexe.
Yeah, teamwork is dreamwork. Off we go.
Swift and merciful. Spirit blade. Attack.
To ashes.
Die nimmt gefühlt gar keinen Knockback.
Going in. Out of my way. Back off.
Submit for judgment.
Die hat gar keinen Knockback genommen. Die ist einfach nur still gestanden. Oh, in der Luft. Warte mal. Ich muss kurz meine Nase putzen.
If you ever want to trade tactics, I'm always ready.
Oh Gott, warum kitzelt jetzt meine Nase? Schlimm. Ich hoffe, es geht wieder. Nein, nicht du schon wieder.
Swift and merciful.
Everybody stand back.
Brace yourselves. Yahoo! Gotcha.
One with my blade.
Out of breath.
Spirit blade.
Eyes on me!
Oh, teleportier dich doch nicht. Komm schon.
Power flows through me.
Back off!
Let's play.
Yeah, let's light it.
A touch of frost.
I'm going in.
This body belongs to ice and snow.
Warum hat so ein starkes Wesen so eine beschissene Truhe beschützt? Warte mal. Es gibt keinen Weg mehr, oder? Ich muss jetzt klettern. Egal, ich habe Venti dabei. Ich muss die Hälfte gar nicht mal klettern, ich kann einfach die Hälfte fliegen. Oh. Oh. Oh Mann, kann ich da rauf? Yeah. Ich will sehen, was da... ob da unten irgendetwas ist. Aber ich werde wahrscheinlich sterben, oder? Ja, das sieht nicht gerade freundlich aus, dieser Boden. Also werde ich mal weiterklettern. Warum ist hier so ein einzelnes Tor?
Wouldn't like.
Oni Kabuto. Was? Ja, das sind alles neue Dinge. Ich habe noch gar nicht gekocht mit dem Otoki-Holz. Geil. Das werde ich werde das farmen. Ich brauche unbedingt blau-violette Bäume in meiner Welt. Ach, da ist das Ding schon wieder. Ja, ich verstehe das noch nicht ganz mit dem Stromleiten. Diese blöde Seele. Hey, komm schon. Ich will die Seele irgendwie haben, aber warum? Oh, fuck. Ich sollte auf diesen Berg hoch. Kann ich nicht zu dieser Seele hin? Ah, die nervt. Von mir aus.
Brace yourself.
Ich wollte dich eh nicht einsammeln. Wow, was ist das für ein mickriger Luftstrom? Ach. Da, du schon wieder. Was ist das für ein Wesen? Ich verstehe es nicht. Es ist einfach mal aufgetaucht und es kommt jetzt irgendwie wieder. Ah, stolzer Fuchs. Was bringt mir jetzt das?
Let's go jumping in puddles and see who can make the biggest splash.
Ach so, für dort unten. Dein fucking Ernst? Wirklich? Ich hab's genau jetzt verloren. Ach.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Komm, ich mach das off-cam. Meine Gefühle wurden jetzt verletzt. Komm, ich triff jetzt einfach diese blöde Jai. Mach die Story dann fertig. Und hol mir das off-cam. Mann. Ja, und auch noch unbedingt der Checkpoint. Das wäre wichtiger. Ach, da oben. Es gibt immer etwas auf den Dächern. Vergesst das nie.
Yahoo!
Ah. Es hat nochmal irgendetwas. Aber es könnte auch gut sein, dass es dort in diesem Raum war, wo ich nicht hin konnte. Weil das Ding gerade verschwunden ist.
Do you think that's Lady Yai? Oh, no wonder Junior is so excited. She has a really... Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now? It was probably nothing. It's not like she's ever seen us before.
Keep away. Keep away from me. I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duels past, gathered all around him to persecute him.
Lady Yai, it must be a possession, right? This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came his way, he would always face it with a confident smile.
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any evil spirit.
But then does that mean he...
Yes. This is a change in the person himself. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wits impaired, he finally descended into madness. As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament, it does nothing to prevent his descent into the depths. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one's vision is to be stripped of one's ambition.
Lol, das hat sie im Trailer gesagt. Sie war es die ganze Zeit.
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Ai, even without his ambition, why should he suffer such a dramatic change? How does that explain his descent into madness?
Your school practices Meikyo Shisui art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to achieve it. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself had taught. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both? Can one truly remain unagitated, of still mind in moments such as these?
Lady Ai, I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the swordmaster is filled with twists and turns. It is no small undertaking to pursue the position of greatest swordmaster in the world. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others, even those of one's closest companions. Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters, to focus on the way ahead. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, he slowly descended into the state you see him in now.
Warte kurz, muss mir die Nase putzen. Ich habe das Gefühl, dass diese Yae irgendwie wenig Mitleid empfindet. Halt mit denen, die eben ihre Visionen verlieren.
Much like a certain fatally flawed friend of mine.
Poor Sensei. To think he's been suffering so greatly.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Father, Sensei, Ansai.
That's enough.
Huh? Isn't that Ansai? Where did he come from? Did he follow us the whole way here?
Ja, so richtig Stalker-mäßig.
Ansai, why are there two of you? Is that you or a ghost? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it would come. I never should have.
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. But I didn't come here to settle a score. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I couldn't face the humiliation. That's why I ran. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you, in the hopes that they might carry you further. Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, since you've been stripped of your ambitions too. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the highest peak. You taught them that, didn't you?
But what if one day, the same thing happens to them? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if it was all a huge mistake right from the start?
If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further down this path.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself I would follow in your footsteps for the rest of my days. I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you do now. All I know is that here and now, in the present, I wish to continue. I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head held high and announce that I, like my sensei Domon before me, am a master of Meikyo Shisui art.
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually, all of us think that way.
Goodness. Well,
You see? You can place the ambition you once had in their hands. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions crushed. That's what happened on the day that you so effortlessly defeated me. So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, it is time for you to release yours into their custody. You are not in the same position that I was. When I left, I had nothing to my name. But you have a great number of worthy disciples.
I understand. I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and for the
Auf einmal ist sie wieder
state of
komplett
nature
normal.
she's I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. The emptiness and suffering inside of me will not abate, so I cannot hope to still my mind and be free of agitation.
Ja, sein Freund hilft ihm wirklich. Aber ich würde schon auch gerne einen Battle sehen.
But as your sensei, I shall commit to imparting unto you everything I have learned in my life so far. This is my promise, and I humbly ask Anzai, my senior, to hold me to my word.
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway, just to make sure you hadn't lost your mind again. But I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong in the dojo anymore, so I will simply stop by once in a while to make sure you aren't cutting any corners with them. Well, don't just stand there staring at me. Say thank you to Lady Yai and then get yourself back home.
Wir haben nicht mal Danke gesagt.
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over on his behalf. Guess that sort of solves this one, huh?
Ja, eine bessere Lösung können wir uns wohl nicht wünschen.
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady Yai has some words for you.
Was?
So, my intuition was correct. The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to these shores. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment.
Hallo? Klick.
I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
Ooh, Lady Yai seems to have taken a real interest in you.
Vielleicht meine zweite Chance, auf ein Date zu gehen.
She seems super mysterious. Paimon's so curious what she really meant by all that. We can come back to it another time. For now, we should go report back to Miss Kamisato.
War das eine lange Quest mit diesen 3 Einzelstories. So, aber jetzt muss ich nochmal zu ihr hin. Superheldenlandung.
Oh, Ayaka! Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Huh? Ayaka! Huh?
Sie zeigt sich! Face
Traveler,
reveal.
Paimon, it is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face. I have heard all about how you helped our 3 friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
Der Schaden, der durch den Verlust eines göttlichen Auges entsteht, kann nicht komplett ungeschehen gemacht werden.
Yeah. Short of getting them their visions back, it seems like there's no way to really help them. Ayaka, how come this time you get to come out and meet us in person?
Because now that you have done the 3 things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe, I dispense with the screen for Toma also.
Wait a second. But isn't Toma your, servant? Paimon's happy to help and all, but Paimon sure as heck did not sign up to be a servant.
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend, and was so before he ever became my attendant.
Da musst du aber ein bisschen spezifischer sein. Freund oder Freund? Liebesfreund oder Freundesfreund?
Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you seem pretty different out in the open compared to how you are behind the screen.
In Ordnung.
Alright, we can be friends.
Thank you both kindly. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are your feelings on what you have seen?
Ich hoffe, dass sie eines Tages frei davon sein können.
Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty Shogun, the lives of those who inhabit the world are inconsequential. Thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains descent. All these things take place with no regard for the feelings of the common people. But I believe that surely you understand what they must endure. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, perhaps you would be willing to reconsider your stance?
Ich helfe dir im Kampf gegen das Augenharzsekret.
You will? Really?
Doch du musst dein Versprechen halten.
Naturally.
Alright, bravo, my lady. You were right all along.
See? I told you he wouldn't reject them. I'd placed my trust in the right person after all. Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature, perhaps we could move to the Komori Tea House? We ought not to involve other members of the Yashiro Commission.
Well, here we are again.
Please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
So, what's the deal with this place anyway? What makes it your favorite meeting spot?
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land, and even to allow or deny access.
Ich meine natürlich unsere Gottheit. Tarumuru. Nee, Tarumaru. Tarumaru. Das ist der Name.
Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Oftentimes, it is not appropriate to discuss details in front of bystanders.
Oh, Paimon gets it! Gotta keep a bit of mystery, right?
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here. Only
Makes sense.
Oh, sorry.
Place for a secret base.
In any case, we can talk freely here. I presume you have a few questions that you wish to ask me?
Was für eine Art Gottheit ist Shogun Raiden?
The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions, most of them formal ceremonies. She inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. But as I recall, there was something else about her that struck me even more deeply. It was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of, well, an executive official, I suppose. Focused exclusively on her single goal of implementing eternity, acting accordingly without feeling.
Kämpft sonst niemand gegen das Augenhardsdekret?
The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, the Vision Hunt Decree is something that has no implications whatsoever. After all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. Moreover, it is not unknown for visions to spark jealousy in others. Because of this, the attitude of most people towards the Vision Hunt Decree is one of indifference.
How can they be like that? Paimon's getting mad.
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there is also the resistance on Watatsumi Island.
Ah ja, der Resistance, der Widerstand.
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against the decree?
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under Sangonomiya on Watatsumi Island to form a resistance group. To say a little more about Sangonomiya, historically, there has always been some conflict between them and the shogunate of Narukami Island due to their different belief systems. But I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance movement, beyond merely fighting the Vision Hunt Decree.
Habt ihr formellen Einspruch gegen das Augenhardsdekret eingelegt?
Of course. We have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at Tenshukaku, it is promptly vetoed by both the Tenryou Commission and the Kanjo Commission, and subsequently scrapped. They invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the Shogun's decisions. They have no interest in discussing anything. It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the Shogun's sudden decision to issue the Vision Hunt Decree.
Ich habe keine weiteren Fragen.
Paimon has a question though.
Oh? What would you like to know, Paimon?
Have you got a plan yet to fight the Vision Hunt Decree?
To be honest, we do not.
What?
Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt Decree is tantamount to challenging a deity. Coming to terms with that is already a difficult step to take.
So what are we gonna do?
Well, for the moment, all we can do is try and reduce the harm that is being caused by this decree. For example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge, or manufacturing counterfeit visions for them as a contingency measure.
You're telling Paimon that there are people out there who can make fake visions?
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable from the genuine article.
Bestimmt ist Venti dort.
The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions, has recently been arrested by the Tenryou Commission.
Darn! So they found out about it? Ugh.
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time before it would be exposed. But we cannot simply abandon Master Masakatsu.
Hat viele Leben gerettet.
Exactly. I feel the same way. But given mine and Toma's identities as part of the Yashiro Commission, breaking him out of prison would risk dragging down the reputation of the entire Kamisato clan should we be caught. That would only serve to cast suspicion on any future activity we might seek to attempt.
Deshalb soll ich mich darum kümmern, hm?
By no means do we intend to place the burden of such a task on your shoulders alone. When you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop run by the Nagonohara family. There, you will find someone who can help you.
Wartet kurz schnell. Ich muss etwas nachschauen. Tarumaru. Er ist so cute. Alter. Ey, ich lieb sein Gesicht. Und auch seine Körpergröße irgendwie. Ist halt so ein kleiner Kloß.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Ja, Gleiten wäre wirklich schneller, Venti. Da hast du recht.
Just hand it over. You don't want any trouble with me. If you think your elemental powers are enough to resist the Vision Hunt decree, then you'd better think again. Believe me, you're not the first of your kind we've encountered, and we've seen the same unpleasant outcome time after time. You'd best save yourself the trouble.
Can't you make an exception? I just got this vision. I won't even use it, I promise.
So this is the Vision Hunt decree in action, huh? We can't just sit around and watch things unfold, can we?
Ah, ich kann die Regierung jetzt bekämpfen. Geil. Los.
Psst. Hey, wait.
Best girl.
Huh? There's someone trying to get our attention. Come on, this way.
Ja, best girl.
What's going on? Can't you see we need to go help? Shh, quiet. Just sit tight and watch for a moment. Hey, this isn't right, you know. Just because you don't have a vision doesn't mean you can sit back and watch others in trouble. Huh? Hey, wait! You do have a vision!
Shh! If you don't keep your voice down, I won't have one much longer.
All right. Here, take it.
Wise choice. All right, let's go.
What What should we do now? He's already given up his vision. Doesn't he know what could happen to him after losing it? This is your fault. You're the one who stopped us from interfering.
Many thanks, Miss Yoimiya. If you hadn't swapped me a fake just now, I'm sure I would have lost it.
No worries. You put on quite the convincing performance.
Also war dieses göttliche Auge eine Täuschung?
Oh, so that's what's going on here. And to think Paimon was about to unleash Paimonial wrath on Miss Yoimiya. Sorry about that.
Think nothing of it. I could tell from your reaction we were on the same side. You just didn't know it, you know? Oh, right. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Yoimiya, the current owner of Naganohara Fireworks. It ain't much, but it's honest work. Great to meet ya.
Yes. Yes! Oh, she's cute.
Practically everyone on Hanamizaka knows Yoimiya. She's the queen of the summer festival. Without her and her fireworks, summer on Narukami Island just wouldn't be the same.
Whoa, that's quite the introduction. Paimon loves fireworks. It's nice to meet you.
Stop it, Hanjiro. You'll embarrass me. As for thanking me, you'd be better off thanking Master Masakatsu. He's the one that gave me the fake visions in the first place. His handiwork allowed me to keep my own vision. Whew, I can't even imagine trying to run the business without it. Ugh.
Yes, Master Masakatsu is a good man. It's too bad good people seldom get the recognition they deserve.
Master Masakatsu?
Huh? Do you guys know him too?
Wir wollen ihn gerade retten.
You don't say! Then it sounds like the Shirasagi Himegimi has a plan. Awesome! I've been thinking about breaking him out too recently. But if I just marched straight in there by myself, I'd probably get Miss Kamisato in a whole heap of trouble. So, what about if I join you instead?
Sure, welcome to the team. Ayaka told us to go look for help at a fireworks shop. She must have meant you.
Seems like I finally got a new job to do. Besides hiding vision bearers in my shop, that is. So, Master Masakatsu is being held at the police station. I've already surveyed the area and found a way in.
Whoa, talk about a reliable source. Seems we've got the right person on our team.
Oh, das haben wir.
Not bad, huh?
Team Yoimiya!
Let's go as soon as everyone's ready. Don't worry, Master Masakatsu. We're on our way.
Time to break him out!
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Das sind alles kostbare Relikte. Wenn sie nicht weitergegeben werden, was machst du da? Ich bin Miyajima. Ich bin derzeit dabei, ein Handbuch über die Kulturen von Inazuma zu erstellen. Ich bin schon alt und hoffe, noch etwas Nützliches tun zu können. Dem Aussehen nach zu urteilen, bist du nicht von hier, oder? Du scheinst wohl nicht zu wissen, dass ganz Inazuma einen sehr langen historischen Verlauf und sehr vielfältige Bevölkerungsgruppen hat. Wirklich schade, dass die jungen Menschen heutzutage immer weniger von dem Land hier und seiner Geschichte verstehen. Aber es gibt auch ein paar ältere Leute, die noch nicht mehr mal den richtigen Namen des großen Elektro-Arkons kennen. Das kann einem wirklich Sorgen machen. Wie wird Inazuma sich wohl verändern, wenn in ein paar Jahren auch alte Fossilien wie ich nicht mehr sind? Das ist der Shogun Raiden, oder? Da liegst du falsch. Shogun Raiden ist nur ein Beiname. Aber diese Frage ist wirklich schwierig für einen Fremden. Sie heißt doch Baal, oder nicht? Vielleicht sollte ich dich etwas Einfacheres fragen. Hast du Lust? Gibt es eine Belohnung? Natürlich. Junge Leute, die bereit sind, etwas Neues zu lernen, sollten eine Belohnung bekommen. Also, sag mir Bescheid, sobald du bereit bist. Ich habe 3 Fragen. Die erste. Wenn Fremde, die in Rito ankommen, bleiben möchten, müssen sie normalerweise zuerst bestimmte Verfahren bei einer bestimmten Organisation durchführen. Wie heißt diese Organisation? Fickt euch alle. Ich nehme mal das Inwertige. Nein! Kommen wir zur nächsten Frage. In Inazuma gibt es eine seltene Pflanze, die Dendrobium heißt. Es wird gesagt, dass sie mit Blut gegossen werden muss. Deshalb ist sie auf Schlachtfeldern am schönsten. Dendrobium hat in einem Gedicht noch einen anderen Namen. Kennst du diesen? Drachenerz. Tut mir leid, die richtige Antwort ist Lycoris. Kommen wir zur nächsten Frage. In der Nähe besonderer Meere gibt es eine seltene Pflanze, die Meereslackporling heißt. Kennst du ihre wahre Identität? Ein weicher Organismus und dessen Sekrete. Komplett richtig. Du hast alle 3 Fragen fertig beantwortet. Ha, du wusstest zwar nicht alles, aber das hatte ich auch nicht erwartet. Für einen Fremden ist es sicher auch sehr schwierig. Hier, diese sind für dich. Ich möchte das Handbuch über die Kulturen von Inazuma so schnell wie möglich fertigstellen. Es sollte nicht weiter aufgeschoben werden. Ich habe aus Versehen eine Sidequest gemacht. Huch. Ich habe aus Versehen eine Sidequest gemacht. Warte mal. Ich möchte das noch ganz schnell machen. Einfach nur für die Primal Gems. Ich glaube, ich werde dann mal Schluss machen. Weil ich würde noch gerne ein anderes Video schneiden. Damit ich mal etwas Abwechslung bringen kann. Statt Genshin Impact. Obwohl es jetzt mehr Content gibt. Und Inazuma. Also freut euch darauf schon mal. Aktion. Vielleicht werde ich dann im nächsten Stream dann wirklich mit der Hauptquest fürs Erste fertig sein. Und dann werde ich dann mit den persönlichen Quests von denen weitermachen. Ja. Ich schaue hier noch ganz schnell. Leute. Obwohl, wenn ich bete, oder wenn ich hier Gebete machen will, dann brauche ich ein neues Ritual. Und ihr wisst ganz genau, wo ich jetzt hingehe. Er wird mir weiterhelfen. Oder besser gesagt, er hat mir schon weitergeholfen. Nein, nicht du, Thomas. Das ist dort chillt. Hat mich gerade gewundert. Normalerweise stehen die Characters eigentlich nirgends. Aber hier. Tarumaru. Du gibst mir jetzt das Glück. Wegen dir werde ich jetzt 10 von 10 legendäre Characters ziehen. Warum kann ich nicht... Ah.
Everybody stand back!
Tarumaru. Ich werde einen 10er-Gebet machen und Ayaka bekommen. Weil holy shit hat die Spaß gemacht zum Spielen. Wirklich. Aua, hat das wehgetan. Ah, mein Herz! Autsch! Bitte hört auf. Autsch! Doch nicht Iona. Ach. Dafür kannst du nichts, Tarumaru.
Let's play! To ashes!
Ich werde jetzt noch einen Einzelzieher machen hier. Und 2 Einzelzieher. Gut, und für den letzten werde ich jetzt so richtig hypen. Wait! Lol. Tarumaru hat einfach einen Schatz versteckt. Ja, und sie chillt auch einfach in einem Raum. Ich bin es mir gar nicht gewohnt, Characters zu sehen. Vielleicht liegt sie am Stuhl. Ich sollte nicht sitzen vor dir. Ich sollte meinen Respekt zeigen und schön vor dir stehen. Tarumaru. Bitte, ich flehe dich an. Gib mir jetzt das Glück. Gib mir jetzt den 5-Star. Ich bitte dich. Tarumaru, du bist schrecklich. Du scheißt. Bitte. Ich gebe dir alles. Ich gebe dir meine gesamte Liebe. Los, Tarumaru. Ah, okay, ich hör's auf. Tut mir leid, Tarumaru, aber du hast nichts gemacht. Tut mir leid, Haru. Dass ich meinen Wut an dir ausgesetzt habe. Bitte verzeih mir. Ah, jetzt habe ich eine zweite fucking Constellation für Diona. Nee, sogar eine dritte. Ah. Ich habe nur noch 30 übrig. Das reicht nicht mehr für Yoimiya und Raiden, Shogun und vielleicht Homa und vielleicht Goro. Warum? Mihoyo. Ich möchte Free-to-Play bleiben. Ja gut, ich habe ja noch 18 Tage. Aber ich glaube, die nächsten paar Dinge werde ich mir ansparen. Ich glaube, ich werde jetzt wirklich hart bleiben müssen und nichts für Ayaka ausgeben. Ja, dann beende ich mal den Part mit Tarumaru. Ich glaube, ich werde jetzt jeden Part mit ihm anfangen und beenden. Ah, so cute! Wenn euch Inazuma gefällt, dann schaut gern morgen wieder vorbei. Lul. Ich habe keine Ahnung, wer du bist. Sorry. Sorry, Bennett. Sagte Bennett.
Oh, ow! Where did that come from?
Ich sehe euch im nächsten Stream. Hoffentlich wird dann die Quest beendet. Und hoffentlich sehen wir dann mehr von Ayaka und Yoimiya. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Gute Nacht. Ciao.